What's the big noticeable difference between the AF10 and CR11?
Colour is the first thing. The difference has been night and day.
This one's flash. Yeah, you've got to get a red one to get a good seat.
Last week, we got a good gander at the CR11. Join us this week to get some first impressions of the AF10. Then, let's catch up with Matty Bourke, who has been hands-on with these machines over the 25-26 harvests.
So we're in an AF10, case new model header. First impressions, impressive, very impressive. The capacity of the thing is frightening when you get it running well. No, the automation runs well. We're sort of pushing it, trying to get the most out of it. Right now on the job, we're averaging 57.3 in a 2.7 tonne crop. We're getting over at about 21 hectares an hour. Cab's good. It's quiet, very quiet. Good chair, got heated seats, air conditioning seats, back massager. This one's flash. Yeah, you've got to get a red one to get a good seat. Been an impressive bit of gear, especially coming off driving 8250s. The difference is just frightening, really. You wouldn't be doing 22 hectares an hour in an 8250 with a 60-foot front on, that's for sure. Definitely leaps and bounds ahead of them. Just in-cab features are unreal. Like the screens, that much easier to use, and just different little bloody gimmicks and stuff that they've got. Like a time till grain tank full, 2 minutes. Well, that's pretty cool.
I'm super excited because I've got a lot of passion for harvesting, and when I see new headers released, it just gets me excited. I'm very curious to know what they perform like and what they do, and wanting to ask the questions about it, and Matty's got the answers, so thanks for having us, Matty.
No, my pleasure, thanks for coming along.
Do you want to give us a bit of an insight, mate, straight off the bat of what you're thinking about these two machines?
Yeah, wild bits of gear, blown my mind as far as the capacity and I suppose the reach that the machines have got as well. So really impressive, and I think it's the way of the future.
Yep. I'm going to ask, we've got a lot of headers here today, a lot of flagships. How come we've gone from the flagships to the CR11 AF10, mate? Because it's a pretty big step up.
Great question, brilliant question. So the flagships have treated us phenomenal. They've been great machines, super easy to work on, user friendly, but under no illusions, we needed an increase in productivity. So especially in the south, and there was a need for some of our clients that wanted to move to 18 metre controlled traffic and increase productivity, and this was the easy answer to that.
Okay, so we're running 60-foot fronts on them. What's the big noticeable difference between the AF10 and CR11?
So initially, obviously the colour is the first thing, but obviously the biggest difference between the two machines, or the only difference between the two machines, is one's a twin rotor machine and one's a single rotor machine. So in the past, when you come across single rotor and twin rotor machines, the difference has been night and day. So your twin rotor machines will blow the single rotor machines away. As an example, your DOT series New Hollands against, say, your Case IH flagships or your S series John Deeres. They're just a higher capacity machine. So with the AF10 and the CR11, although twin rotor, single rotor machines, the gaps are a hell of a lot closer. So they have a cross flow shaker system, so you're not reliant on the two rotors to spread the chaff across the shaker pan evenly. The way the shaker works, it's doing it for you. So the gap is a hell of a lot closer than what it has been.
Okay.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So, you know, they're a fairly big capacity machine. What's the feedback that you've had from clients with you, where you've been with them? So it's like I'd imagine it's a fairly big wow factor.
Yeah, the wow factor was big, and it was a big risk, and there was a lot of sleepless nights, and we're very uneasy, fair bit of anxiety about how they would go straight out of the box. We tried them in a number of different conditions, and there was some times we were a bit concerned, don't get me wrong, but we tried them in big broadacre areas in the north, and that was terrific. They were every bit of 2 flagships and minimal inefficiencies as far as trees and turning around. So the feedback from our clients there was phenomenal, and they were really pleased and can see it's the way of the future. We also went to southwestern Victoria and we trialled it down there with the 18 metre fronts. That was a gamble again. We weren't sure how it was going to go, and if they were going to be a lot of inefficiencies there with turning and different obstacles in the paddocks and things like that, that's where you're going to find it. Yeah. Again, bigger, bulkier crops down there. That's where it worked really well. Feedback from them was phenomenal, which gives us a lot more confidence going forward. Yeah. So we ran the machines in some droughty conditions with minimal yields, and we were still able to get really good capacity out of the machines. We're able to push them to their capacity, and going forward in droughtier years, you're still going to be able to get plus 25 hectares an hour out of these machines with the 18 metre fronts and the Macdon. So a lot of that comes more from the Macdon side of it than it does with the headers, but it's not all about you need big bulky crops to warrant these machines. You can load them up with the 18 metre Macdon as well, and then in the south with your big bulky crops. It worked in a number of different areas and it worked super well. Okay, that's very interesting, because you hear a lot of people kind of saying, oh, we don't need that kind of size header, we're only yielding this or whatnot. So it's very interesting for you to put that out there. That's unreal. They're not going to be for everyone, and initially they're not going to be for everyone. It'll take time to evolve, like all things, that's for sure, but there's a lot of good things that come with it as well. What place do you think these machines are going to fit themselves into the contracting sector or the cropping sector in Australia as a whole, Matty? Because that's something I really want to know. Yeah, they'll fit in a lot of places, and once the fear factor goes out of it in the next couple of years, they'll be a lot more popular. The ability to reduce the number of machines you have on the farm, which then in turn reduces staff. So one of our biggest fears as well was how we're going to go with servicing and maintenance in the off season. So we've just had the machine stripped down and got our pre-season inspections done. And the way that looks to me, it looks like it's going to be reasonably cost effective in comparison to other machines. So I think that these machines will certainly have a place in a lot of properties, and a lot of different areas it's difficult to get staff. So if you can reduce your staff numbers by, or machinery numbers in total because of these machines, well then that's going to be a big benefit. So that's just one of the many of other benefits. It's a fairly big positive really, and I'm going to say it from the insight that we see at Broadacre, because I'll often get a lot of phone calls from growers saying, look, we've got the gear there, but we haven't got the bloke for it. Yeah. We just want to get a contractor in who's good at what he does and can just get it done for us. Yeah. So if you are reducing machines for staff, it's a fairly big positive, isn't it? What's one of the things that's going to hold them back then, do you think? There's a few things that will hold them back, especially initially. So if you've got a lot of turning and things like that, if you've got paddocks with a hell of a lot of trees where you're spending significant time out of the crop, so they're things that are going to hold you back because it's just inefficient. Other things like that is cost. The initial outlay of the machine is scary. There's no question about that. But if you can reduce 2 machines into one, they don't cost double the purchase price. So there's disadvantages and advantages. Keeping the grain away is another issue that people are going to have initially. And when these machines are running at their capacity, they need their own chaser bin to chase after them essentially. In the right times, you could probably get away with one really big bin for 2 machines, but for the best part, and depending on field sizes and that, so keeping the grain away is another issue. So there's no doubt there's a lot of different issues you're going to come across from both sides. They'll have their place, and in due course they'll be around a hell of a lot more, that's for sure. There would have been people having a very similar conversation when your modern flagship headers come out, I suppose, wasn't there? Absolutely, there was, absolutely. The changeover from your 2388s into your 8120s, etc. So it's just a sign of the times. Yeah. What do you think of what year will look like having some very large bits of gear there, mate, that can cover country pretty quickly? Yeah, I think that'll certainly be a massive advantage. And then a big reason why we're running tracks. A wet year right now seems a long way away, but I'm sure it will rain again. So it will be a great thing to be able to see these machines at full capacity in a year like that, for sure. It'd put a lot of faith back in people, I reckon. Yeah, when the pressure's on, and
even if they just got to park 2 bins each end of the paddock,
Yeah.
and you got these 2 things just smacking it off.
Yeah,
Quick as a grower can blink, you're done.
that's exactly right. Yeah, make a big difference, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. All right, mate. Well, thanks for having us.
Nah, my pleasure. Thank you so much.